I'm joined here by FNS, fresh off an OT win and on the way to Tokyo and champs again. Now, it feels almost unfathomable that you wouldn't have made it, and yet only a couple rounds away there. Is it fair to say that this is your hardest route to a big global tournament yet?
Yeah, this is the most stressed I've ever been. I'll tell you that right now. These last 2-3 weeks even have just been very stressful because we came off of a good regular season towards the end there, and then losing to EG kind of just put us right back in that mental slump for like 6 hours. So it was pretty rough kind of bouncing off of that and then, like, you know, going into the next matches, but we knew what we were capable of when we play well.
So you start off on Pearl, it looks really good, you're up 7-5 at the half, and then it all went downhill from there in the first map. You couldn't find the read on the attack side particularly. Is that easy to shrug off when you're in a game like this where it means you go to Tokyo and Champions or you don't and you're all the way back in LCQ?
It's pretty tough for me, honestly, because we had the exact same lead against them on Pearl in the regular season, 7-5 on Pearl, when we were up a map, and we ended up throwing that away as well. So it kind of sucks to not be able to adapt to them, especially on a certain rounds where I could have called a little bit better when they knew we were going B off Killjoy ult, stuff like that. So I think I did a poor job calling on that map, but we always knew that, you know, we could still come back.
And then you mirror the Neon comp on Lotus as well. You're exactly matching what Cloud9 were doing.
We like 3 C9 strats on that map.
So why have you gone for that? And in a larger sense as well, why change up so many of your compositions heading into the postseason? It still looks like some of the small details are not quite as refined as your old comps, and yet you're still finding success. So what's your thought process picking between different comps as you head into playoffs?
It just came down to we knew what we were comfortable with, and we were either going to be stubborn and stick with things even though they were a little bit worse than the comp we should be going for, or we try to re-innovate. Even if it's less reps, at least we're able to play certain agents. Like I played Viper on other maps as well. Vic has played Neon, so we knew we could slot in the players into those comps. So it's just like, okay, just throw everything against the wall and see what happens.
If you've kind of been copying the comp off Cloud9, did that give you an extra read on how they were playing too?
Yeah, we always knew where they were going, but they still managed to make it close on their attack side. But yeah, no, I'm happy we were able to beat them on that map because I know they're a very strong team. They're very clearly a strong team on that map. We stole everything from them, so.
Also going into map 3, you're running a composition you haven't had too much time on. We heard it from artists before that you've barely scrimmed this composition, the Viper Harbor. Does that make your job as an IGL harder? Does it make everyone's job harder?
The first time, who did we Furia? Playing against Furia, I started 0-8. I had no clue how to fucking play this thing. Oh, sorry.
Not as bad as artists. You get away with one.
Anyways, yeah, I had no idea how to call around the Viper on Haven. Never done it. So that first game was a little bit of a test run. Luckily, my teammates had me. We're still able to get away with a win against Furia on that map. And then the second time around, Chet and I talked about it. I went to a server yesterday, literally just grinded out Haven and picked 3, 4, 5 strats that could work for us on the attack side because we already knew we had defense covered.
Your next match, you're going to be going up against EG. You've already qualified to Tokyo and champs for this year. Then Loud stand in the grand finals too. Incredibly, you've never won a regional tournament within North America before. You've only done that when you've got to the global tournaments, which I'm sure doesn't sting too badly. But does it fire you up particularly to go all the way through these playoffs? Yeah,
it would be great. But I'm kind of happy we just made Tokyo, so.
That's very reasonable. Congratulations again on being able to make it. Your team's just been so consistent. Wish you the best luck representing us.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. Thanks for the interview, FNS, and we'll send it back down to the